Welcome to another episode of First Foods Made Fast. An episode where you get to learn about foods that God gave us, the first foods, and how quickly we can make them in our kitchen. So today we will have something very exciting. But before that, I am your host, Tabitha Ochieng, and my pleasure to introduce our guest,
Jackie Mutheu.
Feel welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we will go right into it and talk about the celery pie. That is what we are making. You look at my table and it's like full, you know, because there's so much that we are going to deal with here. So if you could just take us through.
So we are making a simple celery pie. Even though we have so much here, but the preparation
celery is the main thing.
Is the main thing.
And we'll talk about that, I believe.
Yeah, sure.
But first, show us.
So we have celery.
Yes.
We have our green and red pepper. We have our steamed potatoes. Then we have our wheat flour. Then you have our rock, pink Himalayan salt. Then you have our homemade sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have our
Cauliflower.
Then you have onions, coriander or Dhania in the local language, and butternut, and we have our serving, or is it mixing bowl?
That's okay.
And water and olive oil.
That's okay, Jackie.
And
Thank you so
rolling
much.
pin.
Jackie, you know sometimes you go off.
But they need to know
what we are doing, and that we'll use all those things.
Sure.
Okay, fine. So I know we want to talk so much about these things and also talk about kidney as a problem, but because we also have to make this thing really, really fast, we will first start by steaming what we are supposed to steam, and as we put it to steam, then I will be mixing the dough, the pie dough, and we will be talking.
We'll be talking.
Right, so my fire on.
Yeah, so we are talking about the kidney. And where are the kidney located? They are below the ribs, just behind the belly. Mom Tabi.
Yeah? Yes. I'm cooking.
You're
Please.
cooking. Okay, we are talking about the kidneys.
Yes,
and the kidneys are located just below the ribs.
The ribs.
Behind the belly. And their function is to filter the blood, to filter the waste and the toxins.
Could I kindly have the saucepan?
Okay, you want us to concentrate?
Okay, you want us to before I get it going.
Okay, let's concentrate.
You will not have my concentration.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you'd then be this way so that you pass me the things I need.
Okay.
Jackie. Okay, so we have the onions here, the celery.
The celery.
I'll need the butternut. So these ones will just steam for a short while, maybe a little less than 10 minutes. We have this. The coriander will come later, but we need the cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
Yes. The cauliflower. Okay, so we let these steam. Then, as we do that, I also need to quickly mix the pie dough.
Okay.
All right, but yes, about the kidney. Just start telling us. Yes.
You ready now?
A little bit.
So we are saying that the kidneys are located down the ribs, behind the belly.
Yeah.
And their function is to filter the blood. So to filter the toxins and the waste products, to create hormones. Example, the adrenaline, serotonin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Create. You know, I didn't know that bit about hormones.
Or to regulate their function of the hormones, and also to balance the electrolytes. We hear of the potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. Those are the examples of the of the electrolytes.
Okay.
So you're mixing the
So
flour.
yeah, I'll do just the whole wheat flour, our pink salt, and this is just a little bit. We'll do 2-3 pinches.
Is it low in sodium?
This, I know it's packed with minerals. Packed with minerals. But the sodium bit, you may have to tell me.
It's not as much as the
Not as the white salt?
because it doesn't lead to water retention.
The fact that it's natural.
It's
so
natural.
it comes, it's not processed.
Yeah, it's not
Remember,
processed.
what we are actually emphasizing on is, you know, our items in the natural state.
Sure.
Yes.
So it's beneficial for a kidney patient. Yeah, because the sodium levels, then they usually cancelled on not taking products that have high sodium levels.
High sodium levels.
Yeah, because you'll realize one of the symptoms is the swelling of the feet and swelling of the ankles because of excess sodium levels in the blood. Because when the kidney filters are damaged, then the kidney is not in a state where it can balance the electrolytes, yeah? So you find that there is excess of the sodium in the system.
You know, you're making a very serious point, and I'm also doing a very serious thing.
know.
I'm feeling a bit divided, but keep talking. I'm getting.
You're getting. So we've seen the function of the kidney. We've gone through the functions of the kidney in a simple way.
Yes, filtering.
Filtering.
So it filters the blood. Let me see what I can remember. Filters the blood.
It filters the blood.
How about the bit of waste?
The part of filtering is it takes out the waste and the toxins.
And the toxins, yes.
And then there's this part of
hormones.
regulating the hormones. The likes of adrenaline, serotonin, name them. Then you have the balancing of the electrolytes. And we've mentioned the electrolytes, which are potassium, sodium, and calcium, and phosphorus. And now we're talking
about those ones I don't remember.
I know, but you will. That's why we decided to do this recipe in reference to that disease, right?
All right, yes. Yeah, so that there'll be enough things to remind me. Okay.
So, if I want to know, or maybe, what are the symptoms of kidney disease?
Kidney disease.
Yeah, you know some of.
Well, the only time I talked to somebody who had kidney issues, and I got surprised. They were saying they had very strange back pains. Not backache, but pains that radiate somewhere here at the back, the lower back.
Where the kidneys are located.
Yes, where the kidneys are located.
Yeah, because they're in either sides of the spine.
And there was that. There was also the bit of, and this one really shocked me, that she wasn't passing out urine. She would go like days without passing urine.
Yeah, that could be because of not taking enough water.
Not taking enough water.
You see, when you don't take enough water, because it's this water that helps the kidney to secrete the urine.
Yes.
So there will be low urine, therefore leading to kidney problems or dysfunction. Yeah.
Now you know.
Let me say kidney problems. I don't want to use big terms.
I'm looking at a vicious cycle, because the kidney patients do not take enough water, and because they don't take enough water, then they don't have enough urine to pass out.
Yeah.
But the little water they have is also retained because the kidney is failing to do its work. And wait a minute,
you know that low urine, it means then it can also lead to kidney problem, which are the kidney stones.
Kidney stones, another issue, another problem. Wow.
Because when there is calcium in the urine, then it's a big problem because it leads to the calcium crystals.
Wow. Now that is sounding bad. I think we need to have some hope. You know, what is it? Okay, you have a kidney problem.
we have a kidney problem.
Yes.
And maybe you have the kidney stones, yeah? You can get the citric fruits or foods that contain citric. For example, lemons, oranges, melon juice. So that this citric will react to the calcium.
It will kind of dissolve it?
It will kind of dissolve that, the kidney stones.
Okay. And then, you know, for me...
It will kind of resolve the calcium crystals. Because this citric will combine with will bind the calcium.
But what is this thing about them not taking in water?
This thing about not taking water, you know, there's this idea of I can take juice, I can take soda, and I think that's good for me.
There's that, and there's also the idea that since there is water retention, you do not want to add to water retention.
You don't want to add
I've
water.
Had some people
sure,
talk like
if
that.
you have the kidney issues.
Yes, if you have kidney issues.
Yeah.
So they end up then not taking sufficient water.
Sure.
But
and so maybe before we reach that state, even before we go to a state where our kidney filters are damaged, and you want to like prevent the damage of the kidney, there are still people who have that challenge of taking water.
Okay, Jackie,
Let me check
we
if they're
have
steamed.
we have to
I can switch it
clear
off.
this place. No, don't switch it off yet.
I think they
Give it
look
a
like
bit more time.
Cool.
But let's clear this so that we can spread out and do the pie dough.
The
I
pie
think this
dough.
is
It's
done.
ready.
Yeah, this is done.
Yeah. So
if we could
hydration is
just
key.
clear this place first.
Yeah.
We
I put them
do
here.
If you could have all these on the other side. So that we have room here to roll out the dough. I know you're itching to talk and talk and talk.
No,
but yes, this has to be done first.
Okay.
Because by the time the show is over, we need to have a pie ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
So hydration is key. Yeah, we need to take a lot of water so as to help the kidney with secreting the
You went with my rolling
urine.
pin.
Yeah, sorry.
But I will also need, you have the baking dish on the other side, and it's an interesting shape. Okay. So yeah, we'll just try to do with that. Okay. So yeah, you're telling me
about
something.
water, taking enough water. It helps in the function of the kidney. And then we had talked about taking calcium-rich foods so as to avoid kidney stones. But there's this thing of you know, the function of the calcium. What is the function of the calcium? Maybe.
Okay, generally I relate it to bones.
Yeah, generally it's to bones.
Generally, yes.
There's also another function that we commonly don't mention,
which is
balancing of the pH levels.
Calcium does that, huh?
Does that.
Okay, that's a new one.
So, blood, which is the river of life, when it is acidic, then that means you have to balance the pH levels. The calcium will be leached from the bones. Will be leached from the bones to balance the acidity level in the blood. Yeah.
Okay.
To balance the acid level in the blood. So our sources of calcium.
Maybe I'll just ask you to come help me a little bit. We want to lay this thing. The shapes are not, you know, but we will. Yeah, I think by the time we do this, that will be fine. So we want to lay this into our dish.
There is this part of restriction for the kidney patients not to take sodium rich foods. So we have options in the kitchen where we can saute the onions, garlic and oil. And the garlic and the onion, because of the sulfur compounds, they give.
I think that
you want
is
us to
done.
stir? You want us to stir?
Yeah, where's the
cooking stick?
Cooking stick. Good, thank you. So what we are going to do next is to just put it there and quickly blend it. And once that is done, we do the next and we throw it into the oven as we continue talking. So the blender. And I think to be able to do it faster, I'll use this, the blender.
Let me connect it or after.
Okay, yeah, you connect.
Okay.
You connect because we need to use it now. Yeah, I told you some of these things. Okay, so we do this and we're just crushing it a little bit. It doesn't have to be fine, okay? And I think that'll be too full for that jug, so we go right ahead.
So maybe we can put the broth to for
so?
greasing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we don't strain the blender.
Okay, that's it. But as much as it can take, because we know we want to have it also dry.
I think this one it can still work like
yes,
this.
Yes, it will work. Yeah, but you know what I would have wanted.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Probably that's the best we can get from our blender. Okay, fine. Remember, it's fast foods first, so we have to really be fast. Please bring it out. Okay, and could I have a bowl in which to mix it? This will really help because the potatoes now will act as some kind of a bender. Goodness.
Blinder, bender?
No, I've not said the right thing yet. Binder is what I meant to say. Where's my
for the potatoes, it's a binder. So we have our cauliflower, and the cauliflower is low in potassium, something which the kidney patients should be cautious about.
Oh, it's low.
It's low in potassium. When the kidney filters are damaged, then it's not able to balance the potassium level in the blood. So the potassium levels are high. So it's recommended that you take foods that are low in potassium.
Yes.
So the cauliflower and the celery, they're a bit low in the potassium.
The reason this pie now will be very good for
kidney patients.
Now that is adding up. Okay, if I could have just some little room and have this one over here. And quickly have it in the oven. Ebu, tell us something about electrolytes. That one.
Electrolytes, they're just potassium, the calcium, which have different functions in our body. Yeah. Potassium is good for the heart. Sodium, if the sodium levels are high, we saw that it leads to edema, the retention of water in the ankles and so it balances the fluid in the body. And then we have calcium, which is strength. The benefits are strengthening the bones, balancing the pH level. So about the pH level, we've been talking about blood being alkaline.
My coriander,
your coriander,
just to go
just for garnishing or flavor?
Just for garnishing and the flavor. And of course the color. Remember, we've always talked about the rainbow colors. Yes, so we'll have that. We've talked about the kidney. Now, maybe I should ask this question. Somebody has been diagnosed with kidney stones. What concrete advice are we going to give this person? This person is like me, a layman who will not understand those many complicated things. What are you going to tell them?
What leads basically to the kidney stones? There are so many things, but like you've talked about water. Water increases, or rather it helps the kidney filters. It helps the kidney filters. How? Because we've seen that one of the major functions of the kidney is to filter, to take away the toxins and the waste products. Yeah, and the primary waste product is the urine, right?
Yes.
So this water will increase or will help the kidneys to secrete the urine, the water that we drink. Yeah, so if we don't take enough water, then there'll be low urine.
there'll be low urine, and the moment there's low urine, then there's a possibility that that is also contributing to the kidney stones.
Sure.
Now that I understand.
Yeah, when there's low
That one
urine,
now,
and this low urine, remember when the urine is low, also it's
concentrated.
Yeah,
It's concentrated
with toxins.
Yes,
and the smell.
How do you know that it is concentrated?
The color.
And also the
smell.
Very good. Now that one I've also understood.
You've understood now?
Yes.
So this can lead to kidney problem, which is the kidney stones.
Kidney stones, yes. So now we have kidney stones, unfortunately. So what are we going to do?
Because now the kidney filters are damaged also. Now the electrolytes, they're more, and they're coming out because they're not able to be filtered. So there's calcium in the urine, there are oxalates. So to bind this calcium, we have the citric fruits.
The citrus fruits.
The citrus, or they contain citric acid.
Yes, they contain
the citrus fruits.
So those are things like lemon,
oranges, melon
How about
juice.
Pineapple?
I'm talking of lemon. I'm not sure about pineapple. I doubt it if it has citric acid. I think it's lemon, oranges, and melon juice. The citric will bind with the calcium so as to reduce the kidney stones, to reduce the absorption of the calcium, of the too much calcium.
Okay.
So to reduce the kidney stones, and the calcium will bind with the oxalate, which also leads to the absorption of the oxalates in the bloodstream.
Wow.
So you can use what you have in your kitchen basically to curb the kidney stones.
How about this thing about bananas?
Bananas are high in potassium.
And therefore, are they good or not good for kidney patients?
If the kidney is too much damaged, then it's not good. Because already you have high levels of potassium in the system.
Yes.
Because the kidney is not able to regulate.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why even in the preparation, like for cabbage, we steam. And then you take out the water.
You take out the water, yes.
For the potatoes as well.
Even the potatoes.
So we have, that's why we've given another option of the cauliflower. You can have the cauliflower and just eat it wholesome instead of boiling and pouring the water out, so that you get the wholesome all round nutrients.
Okay, but now like we've used cauliflower here, how about, I call them sisters, how about broccoli?
Broccoli is in the same family.
It's in the same family,
yeah.
So that would also be okay if handled
because
well.
Broccoli, you see broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, they're in the same family, but now the content of the electrolyte is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to like advise somebody there who might be having a kidney issue. My first problem is
I know you know
on prevention. What are the points to emphasize so that we don't get there? Because by the time we are getting to a point where we have to do, what do you call that? Dialysis. Yeah, when we have to do dialysis, you know, that's a really serious thing. And it is so serious because not many of us can afford it. Yeah. Sure. It is an expensive kind of treatment. So before you get there, how are we going to ensure that our kidneys are properly taken care of? Number one, water. Remember that one I told you, that one nimeshika.
I know.
Maji.
So
that as much as you can, you need to take enough water. And of course, there's even how to take water.
And you're even talking about okra water.
Yes, yesterday we were talking about
water plain.
Yes, you can do okra water.
But definitely that one won't replace water still.
You need water.
You need plain
water.
Sure.
Okay? So the bit of gulping down water and taking water in sips, maybe we need to talk about that a bit.
I think you know something about that. You can.
Yes, I do. Don't you also know? Okay, when we sip down water, sip, not gulp down, then it has a chance to be absorbed more into the system, into the cells. When we tap, drain it down, then the body kind of feels like there's a flood, so it releases. And so we may be taking a lot of water, but this water does not benefit us. The water is like outside of the body. So we need to take water, and that is why warm water then is very, it is healthy. Yeah, it's very, very good, because as you take the sips, you know, it's not easy to drain it all down, to gulp it all down. You'll be taking it in sips, and that becomes very helpful.
And just 8 glasses in a day.
Yeah, 8 glasses.
Which you can divide them in a day, like
so you do 2
glasses in the morning. Yeah, like after breakfast, give it like 2 hours. Take another like one glass. It's manageable. I believe
we
just try to make them at least not less than 8 glasses in a day.
Okay, so we've talked about water. Then generally we want to encourage us to eat plenty of fruits and plenty of vegetables. And if you can manage raw vegetables, that would be good. See, I've also tried.
Yeah, and there's another issue of straining or overworking the kidneys.
Overworking the kidneys. How do you do that? It's in there. I mean,
overworking the kidneys. You see, for example, if we take foods that are rich in fat, the unsaturated fats.
Very high fat.
Very high fat. The simple carbohydrates which are refined.
The refined one, highly processed
foods.
Yes.
Because when you take the highly processed foods, the body will just take what it needs, and excess is stored as fat. Because the processed food, the bran is taken out, the outer coat.
And
now you're just left with the germ and the endosperm.
Okay, so, which are very fine, which do not have roughage.
They don't have roughage.
So that even makes it difficult for the kidney to...
I'm coming there.
Oh, you're coming there. I'm ahead
because
of
the fat and the simple carbohydrates also again contributes to fat. It blocks and narrows and clogs the artery, which leads to blood pressure. And blood pressure actually and diabetes are the major causes of kidney problem.
Say that again. Blood pressure
and diabetes.
And diabetes. So these things are so connected.
They are so connected.
Hey.
I mean, they are all of them in the body, so they must be connected. So we were linking up the dish with the kidney,
Yes.
So this is just an example. There are so many recipes we can use for us to be able to promote the function of the kidney, and even to prevent
these recipes. Like
we can do the coriander plus cucumber plus celery. We can juice it, or we can take it as a salad. Maybe for the kidney patients, there's this restriction of using salt that is high in sodium.
Yes.
We have
the pink salt.
We have the pink salt.
That's a better alternative.
Yeah, we can also flavor our food by sauteing the onions and garlic.
Yes.
Which brings out the flavor.
Of
then
the
you won't feel like you're losing the salt.
Okay.
So there's hope.
Okay. This is what we had for you in this show, the celery pie. And you know, we have to stop now. So until next time, we want to say bye.